Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Advancement Center. And thank you for joining me up here on our elevated platform of living, where your music and the world of magic and miracles live. Yeah. This is the place where your perspective of everything is at a much higher vibration. I call out to everyone as family, our family. By now, you must realize the importance of your presence as the charter members of this emerging industry of magic and miracles. And the birds are singing their praises for you being on this broadcast today. Okay. And as charter members with firsthand information, we cannot help but be the bearers of good news, the bearer of good news, and so much more. The good times are coming, and our advanced intelligence is opening our vision. And now for something very, very special. This is the time to rejoice your new beginning, where there are no failures and there are prosperous outcomes, no matter what action is taken. The progress in the world of magic and miracles is now seen clearly in the world, and the need to understand in the old way has diminished to the extent that freedom can actually be felt in the air. The limitless nature of what is ahead can be felt freely, flowing around everyone, and although there are major efforts to delay the progress, it still continues and cannot be stopped by anyone. The harmony and ultimate power of every being is presenting an invisible flow that uplifts everything and places it in a position that cannot be disturbed by any of the normal interferences of the world. As you move in this flow, there is a possibility of retrieving your special skills and seeing that you are much more than you have ever expected. This is beyond the explanations that are available in the world and beyond the developed intelligence level of humanity. You are about to access something that has never been discussed or even suggested, and it will simply flow into your reality and become a natural part of who you are. Listen and see from another place and remain open to whatever presents itself. This will maintain your capability and will bring the hidden mysteries of the world to life. As you have seen, there are many things that are in the world that have never been accessed, and it is time to awaken the human entity to its part in the mysteries of the world. The greatest developments in the world are not available to everyone because they are not developed by everyone. However, the developments of the future will involve everyone and will leave the present developments behind. Humanity and its connection to the universe is not only mystical, it is powerful and unlimited. The demonstration of this connection appears in the physical world, but it is not necessarily physical as in matter state. The energetic influence on matter is unseen until matter itself changes. and the known energy sources are not the full spectrum of what is available. Humanity has found such power on occasions that seem to be random, but now it is time to move into the random field where the power and harmony exist all the time. Every part of the exercise ahead is random in nature, and all planning must include the ability to follow your spirit as it skillfully directs you to the perfect circumstance in every moment. What you will talk about will be unique and outside the limits of what has been considered so far. This will lead to another random pattern that will lift humanity to a lighter and much more flexible position where conversation will not lead to the same fixed ending that causes a standoff because of differing opinions or agendas. With every step, there is a barrage of data that feeds into your being and delivers results that are not known to the logical mind. Every movement in your body comes from such data, but it is not limited to your body. The sum total of your influence in the universe can never be known, but the fact that it is far beyond what you can know through your logical mind highlights the need to look at something totally different. Your knowledge does not speak to the person beside you. There are so many signals that make up your communication that they are often neglected and confused by words. The total comfort of being with someone and feeling you know what is on their mind and in their intentions is something to experience. This is the doorway to the unique part of us that is in touch with our advanced skills and abilities in the hidden world of magic and miracles. Acceptance of the reality of what appears naturally in our interface with one another, an expression of what we pick up, is the simplest way of opening the door to what is beyond our present comprehension. Lift everyone to the elevated platform of living and see how quickly the simple task of knowing without understanding appears and becomes part of their life. There is nothing to the formula. It is simple and without explanation. You know how to do everything, but not from a point of explanation. Simply lift everyone and watch yourself change to accommodate their presence. That writing just magically appeared on my computer. No date, no location, and Robert has taken us beyond all our programs and placed us up here on our elevated platform. From here, we can view the events taking place in the world of UN Swissindo and its import and impact on humanity. Remember, don't overlook the small things and keep noticing how they are growing. Back in July, many of you heard me introduce the name Swissindo, and together we have traced the world event happening on the other side of the planet. With this outlook, let's take a look at UN a transparent project and an amazing show taking place right now. But before I go there, months ago, I followed my spirit and requested entry to Swissindo and was immediately recognized and made Director of Health and Well-Being. And my joy was caught by Vidi, Christina, and Khalid. And they join me now as Paul reveres in spreading the good news. A small whisper of spirit followed has certainly become big. Now, to continue, the country of Pakistan will soon be the beneficiary of Swissindo because Khalid followed his spirit to finding us and recognized his next step to be the new prime minister or to meet with the new prime minister of Pakistan, and via Swissindo has already announced that because of Khalid's action, Pakistan is in line to have their country's projects funded and vouchers activated by Swissindo in the following sequence. First will come Sumatra, an island in Indonesia. Then following, as you heard last week, Ecuador. Then Laos, and then Africa, and then Pakistan. That is very exciting. And remember, small things are really big. One day in 2011, we posted a YouTube of Robert's on the internet. In 2018, Khalid discovered Robert. Small things are really big. Now, there's something that I wanted to share with you. Yeah, the platform that has been created and formed by you and Swissindo is the opening of the new way that we will walk into the future with transparency in the world, that is, with transparency and searchable knowledge for all those who are seeking safety and security. Now, there's something that's posted on the internet and is available to all of you, and it's called Relawan. I've never said it out loud. Relawan IDA. It's online. It's spelled RELAWAN. Relawan IDA. It's online, and my team and I have discovered this online book as a wonderful reference. It gives you the whole story. Just Google Relawan IDA, and it is in libraries all over the world. So the news is spreading. Now, you've heard me, Robert and I both don't like initials for everything, and they throw them around, so I keep telling you what they stand for. The purpose of IBRD, that stands for International Bank for Reconstruction and Developments. Now, that was established to lend governments of middle income and credit-worthy low-income countries. Now, the IDA, the International Development Agency, provides interest-free loans called credits and grants to governments of the poorest countries. Now, together, these two organizations make up the World Bank. I never knew that before, so that's why I'm sharing it with you. And that's why I'm asking you to set up an account on World Bank Group because, and then you do that by going to finances.worldbank.org and you just sign up. And it's very, very important because there has to be a unanimous agreement that this is what the world needs. We don't need any more corruption. And I tell you, every Thursday night I hear of some other thing that happened, and it is an amazing unraveling of what has been done to our freedom. And it's all coming back. January 18th of 2018, it was announced that the UN is no longer in control of the funds. And M1, or Honorable Bapak, delivered a mandate to the UN Secretary General. And he said, "The world is currently in a state of disarray, upheaval, and unrest due to a history of corruption and deceit. We will end the corrupt world debt slavery system and restore abundance to all 7.6 billion humans in every country of the world." Now, that's a rather large statement, but he can say that because he is the single trustee and holder of the global assets and collateral accounts. He has engaged in this mission to return to humanity what was stolen from us: freedom, prosperity, and equality for all nations and people of the planet through payments, Order 1 through 11. And this program will serve every man, woman, and child on the planet. And their intent, well, I said that, I don't have to go there, but it's important. It's also for the protection of the physical earth occupied by each country, the air, water, and all life, the environment. So now, as promised, here is the weekly update from UN Swissindo. And it's funny, but I guess I can't hear enough of a good thing. But by now, you probably all have your vouchers, I hope, and you've downloaded your DBLCs, and you've pasted your picture on it. But for those people who might be new on this broadcast today, I suggest you go to swissindo.news, N-E-W-S, and right there in front of you, you'll see down one M1 voucher. And then you scroll down a little bit. I'll show you what it looks like. I have it right here. No, I don't. It's this one. Yeah. There it is. And you put your picture right there with your thumbprint. Does anyone have stamp pads anymore? With your thumbprint, and do not sign it, and put it in a safe place. And we'll tell you when it's time to take it to the bank. Now, let me tell you what this voucher means to you. It means, and to you and everyone else, every adult on the planet will be getting $1,200 a month for the rest of their life. I think to the total of $6 million. And every school-aged child up until the time they're 17 will get $600 a month. And that's not meant for extreme vacations. That's the basic needs, to lift people out of poverty, to give them something to eat, and to have a place to sleep that's safe from the elements. That's basic, all right? And now, the other, if you scroll down a little bit further, you have your DBLC, which stands for Debt Burden Liberation Certificate. And it looks like this. And keep this in a safe place, because we are in the process of waking up the banks. Okay? They have to know that you are going to go in, present your DBLC to them, and every debt that you have incurred since before 2016 will be paid back to you. And let me explain that. You were born with a dowry, and banks have been trading on your identity since the day you were born. And then later on, you'd go to a bank and you'd borrow some money, and then you pay it back with interest. That's usury. No more debts. I can say a lot more about that, but just know that that is your dowry. That is your money. It belongs to you. And here I'm just reading that the individual debt burden liberation up to a total maximum of 2 billion rupiah. I don't know what that is in US dollars, but it's a lot. But I also have been told that the US dollar and the rupiah will be on par. Well, that's exciting. Now, it's not just limited to individuals. Believe it or not, they're going to take corporate debt and lift that. And that will be to the amount of $2 billion for each corporation. This is more than Christmas. And then you've got the country quota, because if you monetize and give money to the country, they will no longer have to tax the people out of their very existence. And the quota for a country is, there's so many zeros here, 138 trillion 990 billion dollars for each country. That should take care of them. And then, of course, believe it or not, they're going to take care of the banks and give them 138 trillion 990 billion. So they'll just leave the little guy alone. And then for the very exciting thing is called the Venus Project. And this is for the construction of the universe. And Mr. Jacques Fresco is the mastermind of this magnificent project, which represents the culmination of his life's work. And we're going to add to that, I know that. The integration of the best of science and technology with a comprehensive plan for a global society based on human and environmental concern will soon be ours to enjoy. And there's going to be even more, because remember, they don't know about our industry of magic and miracles. Yeah. Things are not getting worse, they're getting uncovered. We must hold each other tight and continue to pull back the veil and see each other as we truly are. Now, we'll soon leave Swissindo for this broadcast, but I thought this would be kind of interesting to show you. I took this right out of Relawan IDA, and believe it or not, some of us remember Harry S. Truman. Yeah, And this was dated December 28th, 1949. And he said, "It is with pleasure that I greet the people of a new sovereign state, the people of the Republic of the United States of Indonesia, and congratulate you and your great leader, President Sukarno." He's the guy they've been hiding, huh? "On the attainment of Indonesian independence. The world has seen a nation grow in the vast archipelago of Indonesia. A new republic now has emerged from the chaos and disruption of war. A new state is demonstrating that it will follow a course of peace and order so that all men in Indonesia may work fruitfully in your richly endowed islands to fulfill the promise of a new era." And they gained their independence from the Netherlands. And when I was in elementary school, we learned of that because of Dutch Indonesia. So this was the birth of a new country. And the powers that were jumped on it because of their riches and almost destroyed it. In fact, they did. But it's coming back and it's stronger than ever before. So you and I are witnesses to this sacred event. And I'm glad you're here. There's no need for you to change anything, but there is a need for you to observe the change so that it may be solid in physical reality. Every person will experience this change, and each one will observe something different that will add to the matrix and develop the complex reality necessary to provide simplicity in everyone's life. Relax and enjoy the calmness of the flow as it massages your body and allows you to perform perfectly in your role in the physical world. The smile on my face is just realizing the magic of what we are experiencing. And on Friday, you heard David. On Wednesday, you heard Kenya. And each has contributed to this moment. Here is David's writing, which couldn't be more appropriate. It's called With One Breath. A sense of quiet is all around. The energy of the new world is preparing to appear in our collective reality of this physical world. Building like the calm before the storm, holding itself back for the perfect moment to reveal the flow of magic that has come together over the ages for the birthing of the new humanity. Waiting, like a mother with child in her final days of carrying a brand new energy that has never been seen before. There's a sense of pressure, a gentle pushing towards a release of magnificence and majesty. All humankind is waiting with a feeling of anticipation, and many don't even know what they're waiting for or what is coming. Yet, they still feel that something is approaching. Soon the labor pains will become more intense as the vibration of the new energy gets closer to its exit from the birth canal. Many of us will act as midwives as we have seen this day coming for thousands of years. All will not know what is happening, but all will benefit from this great birth. And then we will celebrate at the sound of a great cry and the first breath taken by this new life. Its inhale will take in all the old, and its exhale will transform it into the new. Since before there was time, I have been waiting to be born and take everyone and everything back into my world of harmony and perfection. Bring forward your gifts now, for they will flourish in my new world, and everyone will see them, for they will stand out like the colors of the rainbow and like colors that have never been seen before. And when you share them, there will be a sound like the choir of angels and a sound that has never been heard before. And you will help others see and hear their own gifts and ease their transition into me. I am the new world. With one breath, I will explode into this physical reality like a supernova, and humankind and all nature will be set free. The trees will uproot and fly as they did before time, and mankind will shine like the brightest star in the universe. Many have assisted in my arrival, and many have long awaited this great day. With one breath, you will return home. Thank you, David. It's one thing to hear it, and an entirely different thing to speak it. That is the experience. You've all received our audio Christmas gift of There Is Another Way. And we finished chapter 1. So today I'm continuing with chapter 2. And by the way, I'll say it again. I don't think there's a more important Christmas gift you can give to someone you really care about. So re-gift it to whoever you feel would truly understand, enjoy, and thank you for it. So here it is. There is Another Way, chapter 2. Before we look at some of the endless variations of practical steps available to us at the moment, it would be wise to eliminate some of these variations so we can look at our new reality square in the face and know that it is not going to duck behind some picture that quickly generates from the recognition of a possible link to our past experiences or our knowledge of something similar. The key is to remember that you are dealing with the unknown. So if you already know something to the point of being able to explain, then forget it, because it is not unknown. Once you try to explain, you change the new reality into something that suits the old, and therefore magically make it disappear. If we want to see our new reality, then we have to stop making it disappear and allow the unknown to be a reality in our lives. The unknown cannot exist in the physical world unless it has something to hold, unless you have a medium to place it on. You cannot paint a picture in midair with a paintbrush and paints. You need paper or canvas to hold the form. The unknown will only demonstrate itself in the physical world if it has a medium on which it can appear, and that medium is the hidden, elevated connection between each one of us, where our spirit resides and our universal selves are recognized. If we now recap on what has been said, we will quickly experience the simplicity. The transference of the unknown into the physical world is not achieved by making it known, but by allowing its effect to be felt and seen or heard in the physical. Remember, at all times, the unknown remains the unknown. It is the same as an artist's paints and paintbrush. The picture comes out of the paint and paintbrush and appears on a canvas, and the paint and paintbrush remain to paint another picture. The only way you can experience the unknown is to allow it to openly exist as a reality in your life and the lives of your friends. It's just like you cannot do much with a paintbrush and paints. From here, the beauty of your own presence and the magic of life itself are experienced in every moment, and the gifts available to you, together with the gifts you have to offer to the world, become a reality. It has always been the case that the greatest things that happen in your life seem to appear out of nowhere, with great flamboyance and synchronicity that could never be planned by human logic. The continuation of this marriage with the unknown is now the most exciting part of your existence, and you and everyone around you recognize the unique brilliance that you bring to the world. There is always another way that will produce harmony and perfection in your life, and it is continually delivered from the unknown to satisfy your hidden heart's desire and demonstrate who you really are. I just looked at the clock. Wow. One moment. I think we're going to put this to next week. Not sure. I'm going to put this over here. And if time allows, I'm going to read chapter 2 of Here You Are. Maybe we'll have time. Okay. I know I've heard so many wonderful things about Robert's self-healing workshop, and I'll give you the setting. It's in Ken Farber's house in Vallejo, California. It's an all-day workshop, breaks and all. Place is packed. And I say to Robert, where are they? They've heard these amazing words? Where are they? And he said, that was given ahead of time in preparation for you to give it now to the people you are addressing. So here is track 2 and 3. And Robert said, oh, this is how we ended last week. And the last line was, and you didn't just come here to help. You came here to change, not just the world, but the whole progress of life in the universe. And as soon as you say infinite trust, it all fits. And you just say, okay, and you don't even bother to know how. It's only when you come back into the brain that you get some pretty unusual questions. And he says, and for me, sitting back here listening to some of the questions, I think, where did they come from? But as soon as you go into that infinite trust again, they all disappear. So it's fun to listen to all the funny questions. Sometimes we don't have answers that satisfy everyone, but remember, the answers will close many, many chapters in your life and in other people's lives. So today is a real step-by-step opening of different things. And I'd just like you to sit with this for a little bit. Now, at this point, Robert asked someone to put on some very beautiful music. And it was lovely. But now I'm going to ask you to listen to your own inner music. So sit there for a while, listening to your inner music. This one is actually going to sink in fairly deeply. Just sit with what's come to you, and you won't have a clue to what that means. So as you sit there and just listen to your music, I want you to feel whatever comes to you. Doesn't matter. And each time anything comes to you, just let it go into that line that I keep talking about of infinite trust. Now you're getting it. And just let it go in there and program your world in the perfection you already have. and allow yourself the luxury of the being that you are. So just feel the comfort of where you are, and I don't want you to come back anywhere. Just stay exactly where you are. And simply see yourself in the room, but stay exactly where you are. Just allow yourself to be in the room in that perfect state, and know that if you wanted to, you could jump up right now and start a game of tennis easily without changing one thing. And the command over your body is as simple as doing nothing. If you stay in this mode, you can walk, run, dance, lift, play games, be intelligent, and not move from that steady line of comfort that you are in now. Feel the infinite love, which is quite different from what you're used to. So endless, so powerful. And it's here because we are here, and no other reason. Now, what I would like you to do is, in one simple flick of energy, energize your whole area for 100-mile radius with the love that you have within you right now. Just flick it into the earth and out everywhere and feel it. Magic. Feel the vibration. That's you. And it only took it took 0.2 of a second. You'll see that difference reflect in your area in the very near future. And it's just the same as that burst of love that comes from a child, almost throws you backwards. And then they run off and keep doing what they're doing. So at any time, let that magnificent part of you burst into life and leave your signature in the earth for everyone to enjoy. We're starting to get into a few practical things that will change the world. And that was all available to you because of a suggestion. So remember that each one of you has a unique suggestion, and all of you knows exactly what to do. And now I want to read a powerful message from David called A Seed. A love is here now to take away all your need, a perfection and harmony that has grown from a seed that was planted inside you at the beginning of time, covered by so many layers to make you unaware of yours and mine. Expectation and need, they go hand together. Two diabolical twins, the true why unhidden in the sand. There's nothing you need from outside of you. You never ever did. This has always been true. You will never tell someone to change their way. You'll never tell them that they have to stay. You'll never tell them what they have to be. You'll never need them to become what you see. For you will be so full of love from that seed that was planted straight from above. You will see yourself as that majestic being who was beyond comparison in the world that you're seeing. The love that you seek outside you, you'll finally see within, now able to receive and give. Now that you're plugged into your true source, you'll feel yourself again as an unstoppable force. Without the baggage you've been carrying around, you're so light and free, not even gravity can hold you down. This love is inside you, where there is no approval required. You've been trained not to see it, your life made to feel uninspired. For women, it shows up in the affairs of the heart, and for men, it's in the workplace, where it plays out its part. In every relationship, expectation and need, but in the new world, from them, you'll be freed. Your original nature now on full display. Oh, how your heart has waited for this blessed day. To love unconditionally, it's the only way you know. The seed that was planted now is free to grow. Thank you, David. And there is the flow. Thank you for joining me today. And at this moment, I can't wait till next Sunday because there's so much more to share. But for now, I wish you a perfect life, perfect health, and a very magic future. Thank you.